I don't think I understand this ending. Chase Liaki here at the Blue Futon reviewing Love, Lies, Bleeding. Is there love? Yes. Is there lies? Absolutely. Is there bleeding? Absolutely. So what's this movie about? I want to call it a simple premise, but it's a movie about love. It's a movie about lying. It's a movie about bleeding. But anyway, you have Kristen Stewart, who's kind of the manager of this gym, and all of a sudden she sees this girl, Kate M. O'Brien. She's like, oh, she's pretty sexy. So it's a lesbian story. Sure, that's fine with it. But there's also a marital issue story with Jena Malone and Dave Franco about beating the wife, and you have something happening there. Then you have an Ed Harris storyline, which you're like, oh, she's been in some bad shit, some really, really bad shit, and they all connect because Kristen Stewart and Ed Harris, father-daughter relationship. Then you, like you said, you have Jena Malone, you have the Kristen Stewart, sister relationship. Then you have the Dave Franco, the abusive husband. Then you have the couple. It's just shenanigans ensuing. And like I said, into this movie, there's some things I didn't like, and there's some things I really did enjoy. So what I didn't like, let's talk about that first. The first 25 minutes. I understand what you're going for to show this relationship, but sometimes at a point, the sex scenes get old. And the same thing here, especially one where she's like, I want to see how you stretch out. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm okay with some of the scenes at the very beginning where it's like, okay, you're going to go down on someone, fine. But there's this scene where she turns this girl around and says, I want to see how far you stretch out. And I'm like, is that some booty hole or is that some vajayjay? I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And you're just like, okay. But then after that scene, it starts to get better. You're like, okay, so these character buildings are actually occurring. This girl's steroids, her rage is occurring. Like, her road rage is happening. And then she kills some people, and you're like, oh, fuck. And it shows the death. And you're like, this is where it gets very interesting, where the bleeding happens. When the line and the bleeding comes to intact, you're like, okay, the movie's chugging along. And you're like, oh, fuck, what is next? What is next? What is next? And then something happens at the very end. And this thing at the very end, you think it's like fake, but then it's not fake because how people are interacting with what is occurring. I don't know what the fuck the message is. I don't know what it was trying to say. There is a message in this movie about, abusive relationships and people not being able to get out of it. And I understood that, and I kind of like that message of where it's like this sister needs help 110%. But the fucking third act, I can't get down with the business with that one. But when talking about the movie, like I said, I already talked about the negatives. To me, like I said, the negatives are the what the fuck moments of just not making any sense in the beginning 25 minutes. Because I like watching movies with my parents. I really do. But movies like this, like Saltburn, I can't fucking do it. I just will not do it to myself. That's literally torture to the umpteenth degree. But what I liked about this movie is the acting overall, the makeup overall, the oh shit moments overall, and the overall just weirdness of it. I like weirdness, and this movie does it to a degree where I'm like, yes, yes, yes. Except the third act. The third act weirdness doesn't make sense. There's weirdness like the Nicolas Cage color out of space. That weirdness works because it's just a metamorphism of what the fuck of this meteor. Here, I don't know if the steroids did it. I don't know if it's just people in love doing it. I don't know if... I don't know. Is it the Hulk? Is it roids? I don't fucking know. I don't understand why. I don't understand the messaging. So that's really up to you to figure out. But if you figure it out, let me know because I have no motherfucking clue. So overall, Love, Lies, Bleeding. I could get down with it. The oh shit moments work. The second act is fucking gold. I love the second act of the movie. The first act, if they toned it down a little bit, I could get down with it, but fine. Sure, 2 of the 3 I was okay with, but when you start saying, I'm going to see how far you stretch, that doesn't, yeah. Then the third act, I don't get it. I really fucking don't. So Love, Lies, Bleeding will receive a 3.5 out of 5 with Futons equals at 70%. So let's see the critics' news scores gave this one. Critics, 92% with 154 of them. Audience scores, 89% with over 100. Critic consensus. Lust and violence collide in a powerfully pulpy effect in Love, Lies, Bleeding. A well-acted addition to writer-director Rose Glass's glowing body of exceptional work. Sure, what does... Who is this? I'm going to have a picture of Rose Glass, what she looks like. Okay, so she did this in Saint Maud, and they're both at a 92%. Her earrings are lollipops. That's a little weird, but she probably is a weird motherfucker, let's be honest. Anyway, 70, 92, 89. Chase Clock here with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. What about things Futontopia? You Blue Futons think watch a great day. Now can watch a stay tomorrow, week from now, a month from now, a year from now, every single freaking one of you. Man, this one got me fucking cray-cray like the nay-nay. What the fuck does that even mean?